So things are at least a little bit drier this morning, though unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be able to wait for the sun to dry everything out. I got to get moving here before too long. Maybe one more cup of coffee. So a bit of a foggy morning here at the campground. I have about 14 miles until my water cache, so my plan is to get to that, fill up, and then find some place to stealth camp after that.
Breakfast.
I feel like if Taters were here, she would really appreciate me calling this like poops and paper versus breakfast taquito. And that shadow would be my underwear drying out on the roof of my tent, which is my current excuse for hanging out and drinking another cup of coffee. Along with the fact that mornings in the tent is seriously the most productive I ever get. Okay, now we're talking. Unfortunately, I am still paying for some mistakes on the San Diego Trans-County Trail, so I am limping a little bit. The people that were next to me in the Winnebago I talked to a couple of times. The lady was nice enough to come over and get a picture of me when she saw me talking to my phone like this. So, okay, it is a beautiful warm day and I have 14 miles-ish to get to my gallon of water. And then it is all stealth camping for the next 2 nights. So when I did this trail a couple of years ago, it was prior to the PCT, that part really stressed me out, you know. Not supposed to be camping, trying to find a place, but I managed. Now, after spending weeks and weeks and weeks up in like Canada camping illegally, never mind the Keys and everything else, now I'm walking around and I'm like, oh yeah, stealth spot there, stealth spot there. So the trail actually runs down through the creek, but it was knee-high yesterday and I don't feel like getting my shoes wet first thing in the morning, so I'm just gonna hop the bridge. Yeah, it's not that my shoes are dry, but they're not that wet. There are actually very limited road walks on this trail versus other things I've done. Oh yeah, I remember the secret bathroom. Now this hill, on the other hand, this hill I did remember. And there's where the trail came down yesterday. You can just make it out on that hillside. There are multiple sections back here that really had me excited for the Condor Trail. I did both this and the Condor Trail the same year when I was prepping for the PCT. And there were some really, really pretty spots. I am gonna struggle with the heat and water carry some though this year, I'm pretty sure. Assuming I come and do this again sometime, I think I'll probably skip that state park campground back there. I mean, not only was it $54, but it added, you know, 4 miles, counting the out and back. And there's just so many spots where you can get off trail here in the bushes and perfect for stealthing. Only downside is I would have had to filter out of that creek, but I'm carrying a filter anyway. Nothing like 1,500 feet out of the gate to wake you up, huh? I do really appreciate the amount of benches and tables and bathrooms this trail has along the way. So I'm up here walking a dirt road on the ridgeline, but check it out. There's shells everywhere. So yeah, those were all bees. Kind of glad they weren't ticked off. There are a bunch of really cool rocks out here. No idea what that's about, but... Okay, and I've got somebody with a pack of like 10 dogs up there. Hopefully my trail cuts off before I have to go past them. So this is another recovery and burn area. So it's always hard to predict water sources, but this was running the last time I was here. Okay, and my first water cache is hopefully in the bushes right down there. Really a shame there's not a water fountain here. Okay, got my water packed. Now just hike until dark and find a nice cozy spot to stay. So far I found one decent spot, but there were some houses that could see it. And I don't like asking for trouble. And I've got a good long section here where I should be able to find something. Found a quiet spot with no houses around and just enough room to put up the Nemo. So I think this is going to be home sweet home for the night. Just barely enough space.